Yes. Yes. Man, okay, I got messing my camera just a little bit. Oh man, James, what's up, brother? Yes. Jimmy, what's up, brother? Man, Jimmy, you picked a great show. Picked a great show to attend. Picked a great show. Man, I know. And it's a Friday. Friday, back-to-back shows. Oh man. We're going to break down every single game. Minutes before the show started, I did my very first half bet of the year. Never done it before. Kind of looked at some numbers, and there's a first half bet. Hold on, I'm gonna like this area. There it is. I think that's it. You're gonna see it. Multiple prop bets, and James, I'm gonna bug you because I want to put action on Hockenson. I haven't had a chance to check out the injury report, so bear with me. But prop bets are I got two prop bets. You know, I already got New England. I made my very first half bet. And there's still 2 or 3 games. This is a big wagering weekend for me. Hopefully, this will be a very profitable weekend because I'm going to put multiple bets down. I got a good feeling that for you people that are going to bet on sports, this is the weekend. So, all right, yes, Jimmy. Hey, it's what I'm here for, man. It's what I'm here for. My very first ever first half bet. And as always, any questions that you have, you know what? Any questions that you have, ask and I will answer. And I yes, James. Yes, you can bet on an individual player. And if you go to my bookie below, I'm actually going to tell you the two players I'm going to put action on. So let's just go. Let's just do it. But yes, you can make individual prop bets. Now, the problem is with doing individual prop bets is that my bookie doesn't do it. I think it's 24 hours, but they don't have the prop bets released. They don't have the prop bets released. But I'm going to take TJ Hockenson, maybe both. I may put 2 separate bets on TJ Hockenson, receptions and yards. I think he's going to have a huge game. Little known fact that I just found out, Chicago is terrible at covering tight ends. Terrible at covering tight ends. Great defense, not good at covering the tight ends. I think Hawkinson's going to have a big game. My bookie will have bets available for both receptions and yards, and I might take both over for Hockenson. I think he's going to have a big game. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. The line was Chicago 4.5. It dropped to 3. I thought it was going to continue to free fall, but I really like the Lions. By the way, when a coach gets fired, the new coach, that team usually wins. So I haven't put action down on the Lions yet, but I really like this. But I am going to put money on TJ Hockenson. Unless it's something crazy like, 9.5 receptions or, to be perfectly honest, I really think the number is going to be small. I think it's probably going to be like 3 or 4. And I think with yardage, it's probably going to be 30 or 40. So, yeah. But I'd love to hear what you think, James. I'd love to hear what you think. Exactly. Galladay's out. Swift might be out. I think the Bears combo of the Bears not having they're not good against putting against good. You know what? I slammed half an energy drink before the show. It's just starting to kick in, and I'm having a cup of coffee. I got like anyway. It's a goofy setup here, so but it takes me a while. You know what? I'm gonna move some stuff. Okay, there. Access to my coffee a little easier. Yeah, I think so too. I think Hawkinson's going to have a big game. So that's the guy that I am going to be putting action on. The Lions may have a good game. Slot of teams perform well. Yes. Yes. Hey, Funk, I haven't done it yet. But I'm really close to putting action on Detroit. I wish I would have got 4.5. If it stays at 3, I like them. Plus, I think Chicago's kind of falling apart. So, 16-9 special teamer. I could see that. But I think Hawkinson has a big game. Music City guy, what's up, Dan? Alex not here, so I'm taking up for rooting for the Texans. Yes. And we're going to talk about that game pretty fast here. And watch out for Sanu. I actually forgot Sanu was in Detroit, and I always liked him as a player. You know, big body, reliable, likes to block. So yeah, I like that. You just got the alert. Hey man, hey dude, thanks for tuning in. Do not get in trouble at work. You can always listen to the rebroadcast. The show's always better when I have interaction, but I'm going to go over all the games. And then, hey, sorry for not getting back to you sooner. You got my number. Shoot me a text. If you are going to put action down, use the MyBookie link below. You can put some action on Hawkinson game day if you like, or you can put action on Detroit. Detroit +3 is a good bet. You don't think he will have to help block, but they've been using him a little more. I think he had 5 catches, 73 yards in the Thanksgiving game. Chicago's defense does not do well against tight ends, and I think they're going to have a creative offensive game plan. I think that they're going to just say, hey, look, we got to make some things happen for the last couple of weeks, so let's do it. And the prop bets are probably going to be small. Now, keep in mind, if I tune in, it's like the over-under is like 7.5. I'm probably going to pass, but I think the numbers are going to be really slow. I think they're going to be like 3-4, and I think yardage is going to be somewhere between 40 and 50, and I might take the over on both. So Detroit is tempting this week, at least covering the spread, still pondering. I wish I would have got 4.5. I thought I was going to drop to under 3. I'm doing the same thing, Jimmy. I think they're going to win. Flat out money line. I just, haven't done it yet. Saw the Colts at 2.5. Was thinking of that, but 3 now. Oh, okay. You wanted the Colts. Yeah. If you wanted the Colts, you should have got 2.5. If you wanted the Colts, I got 2.5. And if you see, well, I'm going to go in order, but you see my bet. Never did first half before. Still thinking about it. Let me know if you do put action on it. That's going to be a good game. I got action on the first half. Never done that before, so and I'll go over that. He actually hit the field in the fourth last game and looked solid. Funk, I'm sorry, man. I'm drawing a blank here. Oh, Sanu. I'm sorry. Energy drinks kicking in. I had an early morning meeting. It just occurred to me that it's overtime, so that's kind of cool. Always liked Sanu. Yeah, and Fuller is still streaking down. Hey, man, it got him out. It got Patricia out. Hicks is out, and Mac's going to be limited. Wow, okay. Wow, those are all reasons to take Detroit, man. I hope Unland will put Harmon over the top. You guys got me thinking I should have put that. I really wish I would have took 4.5. But TJ Hawkinson, when the prop bets come out, I'm going to put action on them. I have a hard time thinking anybody's really going to bet this one, but Cincinnati at Miami, over under is 42.5. Miami's 10.5 point favorite. With Tua maybe starting, may not be starting. Cincinnati's a disaster. I'm going to avoid this game completely, but if I did have to bet this game, I would take Miami in the points. Now, I've never done this before. And I literally just put this bet down minutes ago. Indianapolis at Houston, over-unders 51. Houston's a 3-point dog at home. The first half, I put action down on over 24.5 in the first half, over 24.5 points total. Here's why. 3 out of the last 4 games, Houston scored over 20 points in the first half. That one game they didn't was that weird game in Cleveland to really shitty weather. So it's not going to be shitty weather at home. Plus, even though Buckner comes back, Darius Leonard is still out. I'm not buying into the Colts defense anymore. And even though the Texans have played better defense, it's not a good defense. So over under 51, I'm leaning towards over, but I could easily see this being a shootout in the first half. So first half bet over 24.5. Never done this before. So yeah, I exactly. I'm not touching that game. There's no way. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Hawkinson, I might take Detroit. I already got New England. Exactly. Now that's negative. But I could also see a sack, a strip sack, that being an advantage for points. I could also see Indianapolis having to take a shot early, throwing a deep ball. But that hurts the Colts. That hurts the Colts a lot. I think the Colts are a team that starts off same thing as last year. They start off really strong. I think they're 5-2, and then they finish 7-9. Really, it's a good team, but they're depleted right now. They need to get healthy, and I've been saying it all year. A team that stays healthy and then enters playoffs healthy, that's going to be the team that's dangerous. So, but Houston started off really fast. 3 out of the last 4 weeks, over 20 points in the first half. I'm going to keep that trend alive. So, Jacksonville at Minnesota, over under is 51. Minnesota is a 10-point favorite. Oh man, I really want to take Minnesota. Jacksonville has not played terrible defense. Minnesota has both these teams have improving defenses. I think both these teams want to do the same thing. I think both these teams want to run the ball, play good defense. I'm not going to touch this game at all. But if I had to, I'm taking under. Next game is Raiders at Jets, over unders 46.5. Jacobs is out. In case you didn't know that, the Raiders running back Jacobs is out. The Jets are an 8-point home dog. If it gets up to 10, which I was thinking it might, but it probably won't. But if it somehow gets up to 10, we do not want to do that. If it gets up to 10, I'm going to take action on the Jets. I have a hard time seeing the Jets losing big at home, a West Coast team traveling to an East Coast team. Last year, the Raiders were 6-4. They lost 34-3 in New York. Fell apart. This is something that without Jacobs, if it gets to 10, I might. If it gets to 10, I might. I already got 3 bets down already. And you're going to see number 4 right here. This is number 4 right here. I'm taking Derrick Henry rushing yards. I take Jacksonville. They usually cover. Yeah, I mean, it's 10 points, man. It's 10 points. I mean, it's a big line. That's why I don't want to touch it. But I got a lot of action down already, so I'm probably going to avoid that one. But yeah, you got a good point. Next game, Saints at Atlanta, one of my favorite rivalries in all of sports. The over-under is 46. Atlanta's a 3-point dog at home. I actually like the Saints in this one, but Atlanta's been playing some really good football lately. Atlanta's not a team I really want to go against. I'm not going to put action on this game. I'm letting you know this right now. I am avoiding this game like the plague. But If I was going to put action, I'd take action on the Saints. I think the Saints are the best team in the NFC right now. Defense is playing better. The offense, you have Kimura. You got Michael Thomas. He's back. He's people forget how good he really is. You had him and Kamara, plus you got a quarterback who's a running back, and he can throw downfield. I mean, he's not Breeze, but Breeze has not been good this year. So I think with Breeze, getting injured and everything, it's more of a creative offense that you can't really plan for because you don't really know what they're going to do. It's a lot more to prepare for during the week. So it's not a bad thing. I might. This is another one I like. If he gets 2.5, I might. But I already got 4 things. So, all right. Good. We got multiple comments. Tennessee at Cleveland, over under is 53. Tennessee is a 5.5 point favorite on the road. Oh man, I messed that up. Hold on here. I do the home teams. It's in Cleveland. All right, guys, I am sorry I messed that up. Okay, messed that up. It's in Tennessee. I am so sorry. I really dropped the ball there. Okay, I was wondering. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Sorry about that. Okay. Get right, Dan. I'm also liking the over. I'm liking over. I actually like Tennessee, even though they're like 1-9 against the spread. The over is probably the right play here. Music City guy and Jimmy Stoneful is both in agreement. Nobody's stopping her. Yeah, I agree. Excuse me. I promise I didn't do too much blow before Joe. I promise. The reason why I'm taking Derrick Henry and I'm not going to take Nick Chubb is that I can see Tennessee jumping out to a big early lead and Cleveland needing to play catch up. Whereas if Cleveland jumps out to a big lead, I still think that you're going to see a large dose of Derrick Henry. Unless the number is crazy high, I am going to take Derrick Henry and over rush yards. I agree with both of you guys, though. I think that 53 is a good number, and I absolutely would take the over. I think the play would really be the over, not take a spread. I think it's going to be a shootout. My only question would be in a shootout. I know Tennessee can score points. I'm not 100% sure about Cleveland, but yeah, Derrick Henry in this game, big game. So I am going to take Derrick Henry in this one. He is like a cheat code. Yeah, exactly. Actually, the play on this one, if you are going to bet on Cleveland, maybe Hunt, not Chubb, which I know sounds kind of funny, but you may want to take Hunt in this game. Usually Hunt's about half of what Chubb is. There's really not. I think Chubb's as good as it gets. I mean, except for Derrick Henry, I can make a case he's second best running back in football. No disrespect to oh god, brain freeze. Minnesota running back, 33 from Florida State. Anyway, you guys all know who I'm talking about. Just brain freeze here, but I can't believe I can't remember his name. Yeah, wow, that's embarrassing. Bottom line, the play on this one's going to be Derrick Henry. Yes, Jimmy, that's a new thing that I'm doing. I'm doing more prop bets. Dalvin Cook. I'm sorry, I'm bad with names. I just gave off like 9 facts about him, but I couldn't remember his name. But yeah, I'm doing a lot more prop bets. And then, also got the first half today. Hawkinson stats 2020, 45 receptions, 530 yards, 5 touchdowns. Yeah, exactly, James. This is why he's becoming more integrated into the offense, and Chicago doesn't do well against tight ends. So these are all reasons to put bets on Hawkinson's and to put action on Hawkinson. And also, Jimmy, this is part of my growth, my personal growth. I'm sitting here learning because I would have told you I don't do prop bets hardly at all. Now I'm seeing where I can make some money off the prop bets. So yeah, that's kind of why I'm going to take Derrick Henry. I'm going to take T.J. Hawkinson, and if there's another really good one, man, let me know. I might double dip on Hawkinson. I may take yards and receptions. So, and by the way, you guys, I'll send you my email, and this time James actually will read my email. I have a routine down for Sunday. I'm going to have it down pat. So what I'm going to do is we go out to eat, me and some friends. I work from home, so I need some social interaction. I need to be around some people. So right before the games, usually around like 10:30, we go out to eat. Before I go out to eat, I'm going to put my bets down, and I'll have the email on my phone. So if you need some help right before, I'm going to have my phone. I'll tell the guys. They some of them tune into the show, some of them don't. This time, be like, I'll have my phone ready to go. So if you need some help right before kickoff, noon, hit me up. Now the energy drink's kicking in. Now I'm starting to feel jacked up. Yeah, man, I do too. Man, hey, listen, I'm all about making money, man. And if there's an opportunity to make some money, I'm gonna do it. So the Lions just waived Marvin Hall with Kenny to be out. Is Wood pulling the trigger? Who is doing this? Sorry, James. That's kind of for you, bud. Were you a Hall supporter or like me? Not so much. To be honest with you, I was kind of surprised that the Lions are going to make any personnel decisions. I think that they kind of normal. Okay, not always. It's extremely rare for a team to cut both the GM and the head coach, but usually in a situation like that, usually keep one or the other. Like in Jacksonville let go of the long time GM there. The coach is also going to get fired. But normally in that type of situation, personnel decisions go to the head coach. So, as the head coach, I mean, I'd be kind of surprised that the head coach went ahead and just said, you know what, we're going to go ahead and make some personnel moves. I wouldn't think he would do that, but I mean, that possibility. This, this also could mean that Hawkinson's going to have a big game. Hopefully, I like I said, I might put action on both receptions and yards. So Hunt is the type to give Tennessee more trouble than Chubb. So take on, yeah. If I personally, I'm only going to do Derrick Henry. I'm going to ignore the Cleveland running backs, but I do think that the over for this game makes a lot of sense. What makes me hesitate on the over is Cleveland's offense. I know Tennessee's defense isn't very good, but Cleveland's offense is not. If this is a shootout, which I think it will be, I really like Tennessee in this one. I'm not sold on Cleveland at all. Not sold on Cleveland at all. So, all right, next game. I'm going to leave that up. That's funny. Next game, I got Giants at Seattle. The over-under is 47.5. The Seahawks are an 11-point favorite. In case you haven't heard, Daniel Jones is questionable, most likely out. They're going to go with Chase McCoy. How does that affect the game? I think it actually, because he's a veteran, he's mobile, he can do some things. Daniel Jones is the obvious future, but just on a one game, I actually like it. The Seattle's defense, not really that good. If another prop bet opportunity, Wayne Gallman is, I think I saw he's like 10th in the league in touchdowns. Nobody knew who Wayne Gallman was. He was 4th round pick out of Clemson. I really liked him out of Clemson. He's a guy that you may want to go ahead and put some action on as another prop bet. There's a possibility he may be my third player prop bet on the week. Lots of bets I'm going to make this week. I do like the Giants cover 11, but I'm not really going to bet on that. But I do like Gallman to have a productive day. So rushing yards on Goldman, that may be another one that you want to go ahead and take a look at. Let's see here. Always one of the few guys with speed. Everyone blames Patricia and Quinn for how slow this team is. Yeah, and that's one thing that was kind of like the Patriots offense. They didn't really have a lot of speed, but they had a lot of players that could dink and dunk all over the place. And yeah, that's another thing is that by the way, I keep seeing more and more and more of Salah going to Detroit. He's got to get a GM that he can get on board with because Salah's defense is more really all based on speed. I'm gonna stop my rant right here because I'm warning you guys. If you get Salah, it's going to be bad for about 2 years. It's going to be really bad. You like the tight? Yeah, I don't buy Cleveland. Tennessee's been terrible against the spread, but I don't buy Cleveland. I don't buy Cleveland. I'm trying to get the stats on Hawkinson's versus Bears career. It's like this. Any stats like that, use Pro Football Reference. I use that a lot. Go to www.profootballreference. A lot of great statistical data there. I use that quite a bit. The prop bets for Hawkinson are not up yet. As soon as they're up, and you got my number. So if you want to put action on Hawkinson, text me. Use the link below. The MyBookie link if you're interested. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot. You're in Michigan. I think you can go to a casino. You should be able to put prop bets down at any casino. So that's something to take advantage of. I've never gone to a Michigan casino, so I don't know. The MyBookie, I don't. If you do a cash deposit out of your account, be warned. They're going to take 5. If you don't use Bitcoin, it'll be a 5% plus like an extra fee or charge, and then your bank may charge you something. So just be warned. Or you can use Bitcoin. This isn't a Bitcoin channel. I strongly suggest you go to your local casino and don't bet your rent check. Dorsey and Salah could work no matter who comes in 2 years for the Lions. Look legit on both sides of the ball, and that depends what happens at the QB. Dorsey and Salah would be really good because Dorsey would be able to get Salah the players that they have. The one thing I really urge you to consider, though, is that Salah was there for 2 years before that third year. That third year, the defense really kicked up a notch, and that's because they got Bosa and D Ford. But remember, they already had Buckner and Armstead, and then they drafted Solomon Thomas, which was a miss. But they needed to keep drafting players in order for that defense to work. And then Greenyard was a 5th-round pick, and he just exploded. So I mean, you can't logically say, hey, we're gonna have a 5th-round pick explode. Yeah, it happens. Matter of fact, Tyreek Hill for the Kansas City Chiefs, 5th-round draft pick. John Dorsey drafted him, had no idea of the backlash that was going to happen. That was something that he was not prepared for. That's something he learned on the job as a new GM. So, but no, Dorsey and Salah could work. But you're right. Just I'm warning you. If you get Salah, wait. Year 3 is what you're looking at. Isaac, what's up, brother? Man, as you know, I got New England +1, but still, Chargers have a bright future. Just I really need them to lose this game. Really need them to lose this game. So Parsons 1st round over the QB and keep Stafford. I'm a little confused on that. Parsons is the first. I don't know who Parsons is. I'm sorry, Funk. 1st round over the QB and keep Stafford. Okay, Parsons is one of the players. Is Parsons the Ohio State defensive end? And I'm sorry, man. I'm starting to do the draft work, but I don't know everybody yet. But is Parsons the defensive end from Ohio State? Keep Stafford. Don't draft the quarterback. Okay. Pretty sure Parsons is the Ohio State end. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Okay, I was thinking of somebody different, but yeah. No, he's okay. No. Okay, I'm sorry. I was thinking somebody different, man. I was thinking somebody completely different. I was thinking he was the defensive end. He's the linebacker out of Penn State. I don't know if he fits in that. I mean, he's really good, man. You might want to do that. I'd be interested in see. I haven't done enough research yet, but yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Add to that front seven. Add to the front seven. You keep stuff. Okay. Let me just do this. If I am taking over the Detroit Lions, I'm keeping the offense as is. I'm trying to keep Galladay, and then I take an atom bomb to the defense. Everybody except Okuda. That's how I would do it. I usually want to lose to get the better pick right now, but I want to beat the Pats so Bill can see it's time to come to LA. It made this. You know what? I've never been a fan of wanting a better pick or to lose games so you can have a higher draft pick, because there's always good players that come into the draft. Do you remember me saying, and I sounded like I was on crack, that Justin Jefferson was going to do better than Stephon Diggs? He was going to have better statistics, and the Bills made a mistake, and people thought I was nuts. I look like a genius right now. Can you imagine Justin Jefferson instead of Diggs on the Bills? It may not be an increase in wins, but stats are going to be better. I said stats are going to be better. And I look like an idiot because Diggs blew up earlier in the season, but Justin Jefferson, he might win Rookie of the Year, and he was picked 22. Herbert's going to win Rookie of the Year, and he's the third quarterback chosen in the draft. So James says, it reminds me, bipartisan Michigan Congress writes a letter to Sheila Ford giving Roberts. Yeah, I saw the same thing. Just as I was doing show prep. So that's the reason why I keep hearing things like this, and a lot of NFL personnel think that would be a good move. A lot of people are really high on Saleh. A guy who runs a scheme that's polar opposite of what you already run is not a good thing. And the fact that he only knows that one scheme. Look at the teams that run that cover 3 defense. Atlanta. And then the head coach got fired, so they're now switching things up, simplifying the defense and playing a lot better. Seattle, terrible defense. San Francisco, it's okay. But I mean, they're in the first 2 years he was in San Francisco, that defense wasn't good. So you really got to hit home runs on that defensive line. And the bad thing is that there's not a guy this year in the draft except for Parsons. Parsons is probably the best one, but you're not going to get a Bosa brother or Chase Young that you would need for this defense to work. So I couldn't say it better. No, I don't believe NFL teams tank. Denver Gator, what is up, brother? Man, glad to see you, man. Hopefully you're having a great evening. Gator brother knows somebody who's never seen Step Brothers before. And I was like, you're kidding me. I love that movie. Did you hear Lynn told the team that the playoffs are probably in? They've been a no for a while, man. It goes back to more of what the Lions did under Schwartz and would actually put his slower corners in better position. Yeah, it would. The corners you have can't play that type of defense. So, but can you evaluate him objectively? Not consider Sal as a native Michiganer. I'm sold already. I think they would be a mistake. Okay. I think Robert Saleh to Detroit is a mistake. You have to rebuild that defense completely. And okay, here's the trend in the NFL right now. The trend is you hire an inexperienced coach, then you put him with an experienced coordinator. You would have to get somebody to be on the offensive side of the ball who really knows his stuff. All right. Or you may want to bring somebody in as defensive coordinator, somebody like Dan Quinn. they know each other. They have the similar style defense. You bring Dan Quinn in, who can help out, former head coach, adds experience, and then you need to bring in the right offensive guy. And then you don't change anything on offense. Maybe you convince some players to take a pay cut. But like I said, I think the enemy is easily a better fit, but that's me. But I know that the appeal of having somebody from Michigan is a big thing. I don't think it matters. I really don't think it matters. Go throughout history and go nowadays. Okay. The best coaches in the NFL right now. Okay. Belichick, coached in New York, but that's not New England. Andy Reid, I don't think he was ever in Kansas City, and he was all over the NFL. Mike Tomlin, he was in Minnesota. He's in Pittsburgh. He didn't have any ties to Pittsburgh before he showed up. Go throughout history. Vince Lombardi. God, that is bad. Vince Lombardi, he was an assistant coach for the Giants. Tom Landry, assistant coach for the Giants. All right. Don Shula came from Baltimore. Bill Walsh came from Cincinnati. It doesn't. I think being native to the area. Last coach who was a native to Detroit was Steve Mariucci. He did not do well. So I don't like it at all from a head coach. Even I get it. No, Isaac. I get what you're saying. I think his time's done. I don't. Okay. I don't think Anthony Lynn should be fired. If I was running Chargers, I would give him a pass this year, but next year, 9-7 minimum, because the team's loaded. He's going to be a scapegoat. He's going to get fired, and who they bring in, it's going to be very interesting. But if I'm the Chargers, I keep Anthony Lynn. And I get what you're saying, but I think he's feeling the hot seat, and I think he realizes that his time's coming. And I think the Chargers will wait till the end of the year. I'm going to do a Black Monday show, and I fully expect Anthony Lynn to be one of the first ones after a season. I think right after the season's over, like within 30 minutes of the season's end, is when Anthony Lynn gets axed. Harbaugh's from Michigan. To tell you the truth, I've heard some stories, where he's going to lose his job. He could get fired from Michigan and come back to the NFL. And I actually don't think it would be terrible either. I think it'd be a great story. The team I would like to see, if I could choose a team for Harbaugh to go to and have success, would be Jacksonville. I think he'd do really well at Jacksonville. And the reason why is that he would take a rookie quarterback, and I think he would make him successful immediately. I think Jacksonville would be about hovering around 500 with Harbaugh. I really do. But if the Wolverines don't fire Harbaugh, he'll stay there. I think he's getting like $10 million a year, something ridiculous. So Isaac says, I just don't think we should keep him because there are better fits out there for Herbert. Yeah. I get it. But I don't think Lynn's a bad fit for Herbert. And I think Lynn handled the situation the right way. It was just a fluke thing. The team doctor punctured Tyrod Taylor's lung, and we may see Tyrod Taylor out there. And Tyrod Taylor's not a bad quarterback, but I get what you're saying. I 100% get what you're saying. And there's some big offensive names out there. I get it, but I think Anthony Lynn should get the benefit of the doubt this year. So many weird things, new stadium, finally getting out of that soccer stadium, so many injuries, moving on from Phillip Rivers. The quarterback situation is not his fault. But he'll probably get the scapegoat. But I think he is going to get fired right after the season. So we'll see. I think he'll go somewhere as an offensive coordinator and do a really good job. So He's gone after losing this year to Indiana. I don't know, man. Indiana, I'm sorry, my back's bothering me. I'm moving around. By the way, I just noticed like I'm squeaking. So Indiana's a legit top 10 team this year. They got a good team. So any other year, it's not a good thing. I could see Harbaugh getting fired and going back to the NFL. I really could. No on Harbaugh. He is ego-driven, has Patricia, and will definitely. Okay. I should have clarified that, and I'm sorry. I could see Harbaugh getting fired by Michigan, coming back to the NFL, but I do not see him going to Detroit. He would not go to Detroit. But I do think Harbaugh would. I think the perfect team for Harbaugh would be Jacksonville, and he would draft the quarterback number 2, and that team would be a really, really good team right away. Harbaugh studying Fields the last few years, going to Jacksonville. Bingo. I think it would happen. I think they would take Fields. And unless for some reason Tannehill's not the first pick in the draft. Or if Tannehill, and this has happened before, Tannehill wants to return back to college for a year, which I don't think he will. But let's say he does. Let's say the Jets get the first pick in the draft. Tannehill doesn't want to go. He says, "I'm going to go back to Clemson." That's the only way that wouldn't happen. Because I think now. Keep in mind, I haven't had a chance. By the way, great college game tomorrow. BYU at Coastal Carolina. If you get a chance, watch it. I'm going to try to DVR it. Haven't done it yet. But the hate is brewing already. Ohio State calling out Michigan for trying to destroy their season. The rivalry might be back. It's funny. And I think Michigan is I think Michigan would do that just out of pure spite. The best college football rivalry is Michigan, Ohio State. I would rather watch Alabama, Auburn, because I know that I'm going to see more NFL talent on the field between those two, and that's not a slight to either Ohio State or Michigan. It's just that Bama basically has a pro team, and there's more and more good players going to Auburn. I also like Bo Nix, but did I say something different? But yeah, the best rivalry in college football is Ohio State and Michigan. Those two teams really don't like each other. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I'm actually a Michigan fan to get Harbaugh. I did not know that, man. That's kind of interesting. Chargers and Wolverines. Very interesting. It's all blue. Is that? That's cool, man. That's cool game. That's cool, man. Is it a $10 million hit? Yeah. He's got a big contract, but here's the deal. I could see Michigan firing Harbaugh. I don't think so. But here's the drill. If they do, it's a big hit, but it's also a drop in the bucket. The problem is that if you do fire Harbaugh, you got to have a big name. It's got to be a big name to come in. You can't just fire Harbaugh and bring in some guy, especially in Michigan, that nobody's heard of before. You got to have a big name. Maybe somebody from the pros. So, did I say something different than Trevor Lawrence? Man, I'm sorry, Denver Gator. Man, I meant Coastal game and LA Appalachian State are going to be the game. Yeah. It's hard to believe that we're talking about Coastal Carolina and Appalachian State for college football, but yeah. Game day will be at Myrtle Beach. You'll be at Myrtle Beach, or I thought they were playing in Tennessee. Did the stadium venue change? If it did, I kept saying Tannehill. Really? Oh God, I am sorry, man. I'm gonna tell you something. When I drink the energy drinks, I think I get too jacked up. But yeah, God, I did say okay, I'm sorry, Lawrence. You guys know what I meant. I'm bad. By the way, dating tip, I always call girls baby. Always, hey, baby girl. Always call them baby. I'm bad with names. I'm glad you guys know that, though. FYI, FanDuel has an interesting prop for the Bears-Lions game for scoring TD at any point in the game, plus 240 for hot. Wow. That's a good. I haven't done FanDuel, but that's not a bad bet to take, man. I could see Hawkinson scoring. Oh yeah, solid guess. Oh yeah, I do. It's actually funny. I never got into college basketball till UNLV and the Fab Five. That was like the dream time for college basketball. You got Christian Laettner. You had the person everybody hated. You had the Fab Five, which nobody ever seen before. You had UNLV, who was the best college basketball team I've ever seen. Stacey Augmon, Larry Johnson. He's on the NBA show now. Greg Anthony. All three of those guys were first round picks. They could beat anybody. And I mean, God, UNLV, the all black uniforms were so cool. Yeah, I don't really follow college basketball that much anymore, but yeah, I do remember the Fab Five. You can pick any player. Okay, I've never messed with that. I might need to jump in there, but that's not a bad bet. If you put action on it, please let me know. Michigan State pounded Harbaugh's house. State also destroyed Northwestern. That was the Northwestern game I was surprised about, because Northwestern's undefeated, and they were trying to get, like, I think they're 19th, and they were thinking maybe they can get inside the top 10. And Michigan State's kind of weird because they did beat Michigan. They did beat a ranked Northwestern team. Then they also had some bad losses, but Michigan State's a team that's definitely on the rise. I'm not a fan. Not a fan. I'm just saying they're a team on the rise. Youth SEC ties okay. I talked about this earlier. The coach was the offensive coordinator at Georgia before he took over at Colorado. Kept a lot of those SEC pipeline. He's got pipeline and SEC type talent, and then he can go ahead and get some solid 2-3 star recruits in the Midwest. Yeah, Michigan State's a team on the rise, man. Denver Gator. We don't want Jacksonville to have. I'm sorry, man. Oh God. Liberty is the quarterback, I think, is out. The quarterback's got COVID. So that was the reason why that's why the Liberty Coastal Carolina game got put on ice, and they substitute BYU. So that's a game I'm really, really excited about. Fab Five cost me money. Take a timeout. Why don't you? Oh man. Oh God, talking about the Weber timeout. If you don't know what we're talking about, they were playing it was the national champion. I'm pretty sure it's the national championship game. It may have been semifinal. They're playing North Carolina down by 2. Weber's taking the ball up the court. First of all, it looks like he travels, and then he doesn't. And then for some reason or another, and it's funny because if you watch the 30 for 30, Jalen Rose is still pissed at Weber for calling the timeout, because they go into the huddle, don't call a timeout. They throw it into Weber, and he calls a timeout. Yeah. God, and that Fab Five team was good. That even if you weren't a fan, they were so good. Oh God, they were so good. I love watching smaller school football and basketball. I don't watch basketball at all, but this year I've really liked watching some of the smaller school football. Mike and Pete, both from Florida. Mike turned me on to Coastal Carolina. A lot of fun to watch. Dude, let me know if you make that bet, Jimmy. Please let me know. I'm gonna stick with my bookie towards the just for this year, and then I'm gonna do some playoff betting with my bookie. But after this season, I don't know if I'm gonna use my bookie again. I'm not gonna drive back and forth to Iowa every week like I thought I would, but yeah. Okay, Coastal Carolina is basically Myrtle Beach. Really, I never got a chance to go to Myrtle Beach. I was stationed at Fort Jackson for basic and AIT, which is in South Carolina, and I always liked that area. I'm gonna cut that rant off, but I do like the area. One of my AIT professors was a big Gamecocks fan, and he used to sneak me into sports page. It's in '92, pre-smartphone internet. So like I didn't know what was going on in the sports world. So he snuck me in the newspaper, and he's like, he always talked about the Gamecocks. So I was like, you know what? You snuck me in the sports page. I'm a Gamecocks fan. So always got a soft spot for South Carolina. I remember the Fab Five. One of my best friends at Michigan was a Michigan fan. Used to remind him the infamous timeout. And sorry, how do we make Wolverine cookies, put them in a bowl, and beat them for 3 hours? Oh God. Oh man, that Music City guy. We're like really synced up. Oh yeah, me too. Me too. I'm not into college basketball anymore, but yeah, that did it. Yeah, the UNLV, Stacey Augmon, Larry Johnson, and then everybody in the world has told me that they threw the national championship game against Duke, which if you watch the game, it looks like a throne game. So and Augmon never really blossomed in the pros, but he was as good as anybody who's ever played college basketball. I mean, he was kind of like Scottie Pippen. And Larry Johnson was kind of like a Charles Barkley, Grandmama. Oh yeah, that UNLV, and then Greg Anthony. I mean, he was a really good point guard, but that team was just loaded, and they didn't care. I mean, they just didn't care. They talked trash. They beat you up. They ran up the score. They didn't apologize. They did not care. It was like the Wild West. It really was. It literally was like the Wild West, and the stadium there was just awesome. So, yeah, you guys are gold. Luke G with I do. You gotta tell Luke. You know, I might use that and say I made it up. But, no, I'm not. All right. We got on a rant, which is great. This is my favorite thing in the world to do. Next game I got Rams at Cardinals. The over-under is 48. The Cardinals are a 2.5-point dog at home. I actually like the Rams. There's some offensive line issues in Arizona. You got Aaron Donald. I've been telling people I thought Arizona was about a 7-8 win team. I never was sold on them. The Rams too talented to be an 8-win team, but I'm going to avoid this one, but I like the Rams to win, and I would definitely take under 3. So, by the way, I probably will miss the Luke G show for Sunday. That was like one of my favorite things to do at the gym because I'm meeting with some friends. Working from home, I need to get out in public for a little bit, so I'll miss the Luke G show. But unless they do it really early, and then, but yeah, that's a great joke. I love it. So. Philly at Green Bay. The over-under is 49. Green Bay is a 9-point favorite. There's been a lot of talk about a lot of things with Philly. I've been telling you, Jimmy, if you're still there, I'm still hanging on to Philly winning this division for you. I didn't have action on it. I actually love Philly in 9 in this one, and the reason why is that I think it was Baccalaureate, left tackle for Green Bay. He was banged up. I like the way Philly's defense is playing. I'm not sold on Green Bay's defense. This is a 9-point spread between two teams that could go to the playoffs. And everybody knows, Philly's questionable, but I still think Philly wins this division. I really like Philly in this game. I really like Philly. I'm going to see how I do earlier in the week. I'll probably pass on this, but this is a game that I think is going to be really, really close. By the way, I mean, Look at how they did last week. I forgot who they played. They looked bad, but they found a way to cover. So I really like Philly in this one. Next game is Sunday Night Football. Denver at my Chiefs. The over-under is 51. Kansas City's a massive 13.5-point favorite. I haven't done the research yet to figure out who's going to start for the Denver Broncos and who isn't. I kind of want to look at that, but if they have most of their starters, I'm probably going to put action on this game. I'm probably going to take the over. If it's a situation where they're missing a lot of players, then I'll leave this game alone. I do like the over in this one. And the reason why I like the over is I think Kansas City may just put up 50 on them. So, yeah. Go ahead. I didn't come up with it. Actually, I heard on a special documentary movie about the 10-year war between Bo and Woody Hayes. Woody Hayes, yeah. That's a great rivalry, man. Bo Schembechler and Woody Hayes. Yeah, that's a great rivalry. If we do a retro show, that both those guys are allowed in the retro show. Washington at Pittsburgh, the over under 43.5. Pittsburgh's a 7-point favorite. I am not touching this game, but if I had to, I'd probably take Pittsburgh to cover. This would be a game I would really worry about if I was the Steelers, because that Redskins defensive line is really good. Alex Smith can make some plays. This is a young team. This team's got nothing to lose. And, they did not look good against Baltimore. That's a team that they should have beat up bad. If they play the way they played against Baltimore, the Redskins will win that game. But I don't see them playing two bad games back to back. Buffalo at San Francisco. The over-under is 47. San Francisco is a 1-point favorite at home in Arizona. So. No, how many names do I forget, Frank? How many games do I forget? Names. I was calling Trevor Lawrence Tannehill, and I didn't even realize it. So, yeah. Eagles played Seahawks. That's right. Also glad I decided to not take action on that game. I have no idea why Peterson went for 2. Lots of angry Seahawks bettors. I do like the Eagles this week a lot. I do like the Eagles this week. And I actually really like Buffalo in this game. You know what? I was positive Buffalo was a favorite. Here, hold on here. Let me double check on that. No, San Francisco is still a 1-point favorite. Okay. Here's the drill. The 49ers have been relocated out of San Francisco. They're playing, I don't know the name, but they're playing actually in Arizona. They're playing in Arizona, but they're still considered a home team. I'm leaning towards that type of problem to be an issue, and I think Buffalo's playing better. They're eyeballing a division race, and they're looking for playoffs. Here's the thing. They really don't have playoff seeding. The highest they can get is third. Are they trying to overtake Tennessee or the Colts to try to get the 3 seed instead of the 4? Is it that big of a difference? Maybe. I think the playoffs were to start today. I think the 5 seed would be Cleveland. I think the 6 seed. I should have had this ready to go. I think the 6 seed would be the Colts, and then the 7 seed would be the Raiders or Dolphins. Let's just say Dolphins. Buffalo versus. Oh, God damn. All right, sorry. You're right. I'm. Oh man. Yeah. No, it should be. You could actually put action on this game. Yes, I agree. It should be off. I might actually go back and put action on Buffalo. Yeah, D'Antonio hated Michigan about the rivalry. Michigan. D'Antonio stated, "Is it over? It'll never be over. Just getting started." I like D'Antonio. I really like D'Antonio. That's what we do. Yeah, man. I think it's a great show. I think we're doing great. But yeah, I'm a little. We had this early morning meeting, and I tried to get in that anyway. But yeah, I caught it. I caught it late. But yeah, this is the game. Baltimore, Dallas. There's no line. I think coming up towards the game, there may be a line. If you go to Vegas odds, I thought I saw something. Okay, yeah, okay, and I didn't put it down. What the hell? This can't be right. This can't be right. According to this, it opened at 7 and jumped to 15. The hell, that can't be right. I'm reading something wrong. I'm reading. There's something goofy in there, but anyway, there's no line on this game. But out of the games, I'm really toying around. I'm really toying around with Buffalo, Kansas City. If I go 3-1, 4-0, I might just go ahead and press my luck. Derrick Henry over on rushing yards. Philly and 9, and then I'll probably pass on this one, but I really, if this line keeps going up, I already put this bet down right before the show, and then TJ Hawkinson. I might double dip, do 2 prop bets on him, 1 here, and that would give me 3 bets. And then what I'm probably thinking is this may be 4 and this may be 5. Anyway, it's a good week. It's going to be a big weekend for me. Is Cowboys head coach McCarthy on the hot seat in Jerry's world? Ooh. I think it's a warm seat, and I think Mike Nolan is on the hot seat unless the defense gets drastically better. But I think he's warm. I think what'll happen is he'll get 1 year to take over. And then this offseason, they have to figure out what they're going to do at quarterback and on defense. I'm going to say it's lukewarm right now. Lukewarm. If they lose to Trace McSorley, who's going to be the quarterback, and I really liked watching him at Penn State. He's not an NFL quarterback. I actually thought he was going to play safety in the NFL. He's going to play quarterback. If Trace McSorley beats them in Dallas, then the heat will go up. Right now, lukewarm. So, Jimmy, my fingers on the Lions money line. That's a good bet, man. Honestly, if you know that, because I think I'm looking at 3. I'm looking at -110. That's actually a good bet. I mean, to be honest with you, the Bears are falling apart. The one thing that worries me, though, is I like the defense. I mean, the Bears got a good defense. Let's be very clear, and they are at home. Yeah, man. I think you should do it. I'm going to put action on Hawkinson prop bets, but I'm really leaning towards 3. If it jumps up to 3.5, I might go ahead and put action on that. I wouldn't blame you at all, but I mean, I got multiple bets this weekend. I got 2 already. I got New England. I got the first half. So I picked 2 out of 2 underdog winners past 2 weeks. I've been on a roll. This is what I like to hear, man. I like hearing people placing bets down and winning. Ultimately, I love making people money. I love making myself money. I'm very selfish that way, but this may sound like complete bullshit, but I almost get more charged up about hearing you guys make money. And I like to take credit for it. I had nothing to do with those 2 winners, but I like to take credit for it because I like to think that we're part of a community. Most of us here bet on sports. Keep in mind, you do not have to bet on football to join the show. You do not have to bet on football to talk football. You don't have to do that. You do not have to be in sports betting in order to be a part of this show, to be a part of this community. Ultimately, I created this YouTube channel just so I could talk football. And I'm justifying my knowledge in starting a YouTube channel by saying, hey, I make a profit betting on football, so listen to what I have to say. But it's never about what I have to say. Everybody here can disagree with me. Everybody here can disagree with me. I love this stuff. For the movie Fast Times at Ridgemont High, the producers asked two bands to write a song for the movie. America wrote You Can Do the Magic, and Jackson Brown wrote Somebody's Babe. Really? Am I up for the season? You know, the answer is yes, but okay, I'm up for the season, but I also bet some stupid bets like Nate Robinson and some college football losses. It looks like, because what's really going to determine if I'm a winner or not is going to be my yearly bets. I bet $1,000 at the beginning of the year. Right now, it looks like I'm going to win about $1,300 because I'm going to take Seattle. I'm going to take Seattle winning the NFC West, and I'm going to take the Saints. If Houston can get me to a push, which is over 7.5, if they get 7.5 and I can push, massive win for me. The Patriots are at 9. Early in the season, man, earlier in the year, I had a couple 0-3 weeks. I had like an 0-3 week, and I had like a 1-2. I think I had like a stretch where I was like 1-8. And I'm like, man, I started a YouTube show, but the last couple of weeks I've been on fire. 8-1-1 the last 3 weeks. Yeah, I threw some money away on Nate Robinson. Yeah, that Cincinnati bad beat, the Cincinnati Bearcats. That's another interesting story, is that I think the Bearcats are going to get screwed over. I think Clemson's going to beat Notre Dame in the ACC championship, and then the Final Four, whatever they call it, it's going to be it's going to be Alabama, Ohio State, and it's going to be Clemson and Notre Dame, and the Bearcats are going to get screwed, even though they're going to be undefeated and be really good. Yeah, I'm down, but close to even. We're going to get you over the hump, Jimmy. I gave you some really good options here. If you took the plus 145, that is gold. That's gold. I actually really like that bet. My bookie, the money line on that game is plus 140. That's actually not bad. All right, I'm going to stick with what I said, but I had a feeling I'm going to kick myself. Last 3 weeks, 8-1-1. Now, keep in mind, I'm counting Robert Griffin under 167.5 passing yards. I'm counting that towards last week, not this week, even though it's Wednesday. I'm counting that towards last week. So, and that was a prop bet I was really proud of, and I didn't have an opportunity to share with you guys. Here's the thing: a Denver Gator can vouch for me because we've been chatting on Twitter. I told several people on Twitter, like, I got under 167.5. There's a Facebook group that I'm probably going to leave soon, a sports handicapper Facebook group, which I thought would be really cool. But these guys are idiots. They're making bets with each other, and then they're not paying each other. Then they're posting how they're not paying each other. I put a link to my YouTube channel, and I woke up this morning. Dude's like, the dude called me an asshole. So that's like first thing I saw was that, I saw the notification on my Facebook. Hey, somebody called me an asshole. It happens, man. Hey, man, listen, you get some haters. But I told him, it's like, hey, look, the thread was, should you pay for picks? And one guy's like, oh, yeah, you got to check this guy out. And I was like, dude, my YouTube channel's free, and I'm 8-1-1 the last 3 weeks. Guy called me an asshole. So, which, by the way, everybody who's currently here right now gets permission at least one time to call me an asshole. But you be nice to everybody else. I enjoy trash talking, but no insults to anybody in the chat. Also, I'm looking at StreamYard. I'm not looking at YouTube. Apparently, I just found this out last week that YouTube has to have me allow some messages. I don't have that option with StreamYard. So if the message is not showing up, it's because I don't watch the YouTube version. I'm only watching the StreamYard version. So Griffin threw for 20 more yards than Broncos wide receiver Corby brought in. You definitely can do it. All you guys can. I don't mind, but yeah, I don't even know why. I'm just jacked up right now. So totally. Yeah, I should not have advertised my YouTube channel on the show. I thought it'd be a good idea. I put a link. I said, hey, look, why pay for picks when I'm trying. Here, you see my logic. I'm sitting here. I'm trying to help this guy. I'm like, hey, you know what? Instead of paying for picks, I'm 85% on the NFL. Here's my YouTube channel. Watch the show. I made 1-1. I already made one pick. I'm going to make some more. You guys got me down for it looks like 4, maybe 5 bets this weekend. Could be up to 7. Anyway, I got everything set up so that if you do need some help, this weekend, I'm going to have my phone. I'm going to be ready to go. I'll probably shut my phone off close to kickoff time Sunday. So, and this time, James, I have it ready. I have it set up. So and Jimmy, yes, took the Lions to. I have a bad feeling I'm going to do the show Wednesday, and I'm going to feel great for you, and I'm going to be like, why didn't I take the Lions? Because I feel that the Lions. We'll have to wait and see. I'm going to hold off. I'm definitely taking Hawkinson on at least one prop bet, maybe 2. Still pondering over on the Titans game. Yeah, that's a good one. Music City guy, if you're still there, what's the weather report? That's way too many sources to pay for picks. I gather my info and shows from like this. And dude, listen, there's a lot of good free shows. I listen to Wager Talk. That's a good show. They just professional sports bettors. Now, here's the deal: is that they offer you a few of their free picks, and then they want you to pay for their picks. I get that, and it makes sense. But they do offer free picks. Matter of fact, that prop bet I got for the first half, I got off Wager Talk today. The Move the Sticks podcast is something I listen to. PTI is the only general sports show I listen to, but I listen to a lot of different stuff. So on this Facebook group, which is terrible, by the way, I already blocked like 4 or 5 people. They're doing stupid stuff on there, man. I forget which game it was. I think it was the Steelers. The dude bought the Steelers-Cowboys game, right? And he lost this bet. He bought points to go from 14 to 12.5. He bought a 1.5 to go from covering 14 to 12.5. It's like, what the hell? And he's like, anyway, I'm about ready to get out of that group. But yeah, basically my point is that there's people promoting promoting pay for picks. And I'm telling you right now, you don't need to do it. You don't need to do it. This is a great show. This is a great show right here. Great input from you guys. I tell you what I bet, and I will make a profit. So read some of these comments. It would be so easy. It would be so Lions. And you know what? Here's the funny thing. If they do want to draft a quarterback, they're gonna get out of the top 10. But I see it. I think the Lions will beat the Bears, and generally go with the ones I've proven. Yeah, I will make a profit this year betting on football. I'm not sure how much it is. By the way, Kelly from Vegas is okay. I'm gonna rant. I'm gonna try to keep this a minute. I've been following Kelly from Vegas for several years. Used to be able to message her, and she would message me back. She actually sent me the link to VegasInsider.com, which I got up right now. I should probably put a link that below. It has the link to every single Vegas casino. If you don't know who Kelly in Vegas is, she's now too big. She has her message thing shut off on Twitter. Her story's fantastic. Went to K-State. Decided to move out to Vegas, like a lot of girls do. Very attractive girl. Got a job at a casino as a cocktail waitress. Well, she would be picking games and noticed she was doing a good job, quit her quit her waitress job, started betting, but then she built, she's now the executive producer of Wager Talk. She does a podcast and she also does some stuff on Showtime, but she just built like a little empire. And she even admits like, hey, yeah, I was a good looking, I was a good looking bartender and that did help me build a business. Use the advantages that you got. And it's funny because people used to troll her all the time and she'd troll right back. She stopped doing that. She's like, you know what? I'm on Showtime. I'm an executive producer. I got this podcast going. I'm too good for that. She's now, big, but I've been following her for a couple of years. Very solid and very attractive, very attractive. But one thing I'll say is that this is not a politically correct show. This is not a politically correct show. I want to say that many, many times. Women can handicap games just as well as men. There's a lot of things that men can do that women cannot. I'm not giving dating advice here, but yeah. But Kelly in Vegas, very solid. The over-under girls also a very solid follow. It's funny because I did disagree. I'm on my hot streak that I've been on the last couple of weeks. She's gotten several opposite of me, and I want to be like, hey, have you been paying attention to me? I'll go head to head with the over-under girl and Kelly in Vegas on NFL, and I'll be better in each of them. That's fact. The one thing I didn't do this year is I should have kept track of my yearly total. I might go back but anyway, that's a mistake. Next year I'll keep a running total. So, yeah, okay. I was wondering if weather would be a factor. I didn't think it would be. So, Funk, I don't think the results of the game will have much weight on any long-term decisions for the roster. I don't know. I don't know. It'll depend on how much. I could see them just cleaning house. I don't know. Stafford's playing with an injured throwing hand. I've been reading the team's much happier now. Bevel set a positive mood. Exactly. Yeah, okay, first of all, I've said this many, many, many times. Luke G got a big kick out of it. Stafford's as tough as 99-cent steak. So it's not that big of a deal if he's got a bad injured throwing hand. It's really not. Pretty sure. Yeah, K-State's closer to K-State's closer to Denver than there's most people go to K-State are Broncos fans. But yeah. Yes, she is too big. I started following her when she would. There was like a message interaction, and then a couple months ago I forgot the link. So I tried to hit her up and I was like, oh, I couldn't. Minty Betts, that's another good one. She took over her job, and then they have this new girl on there. But I hit up Minty Betts. She's like, I didn't even know that. And I said, oh, I found it. So Jimmy will have an impact on where they pick and what it would cost to move up for Lance. If that's what they decide this year, they will pick around 12. They ain't getting a QB. No, you're right about that. Unless you want to reach for Trask. I saw a mock draft recently, and we're going to get in a lot more of this later on. And I don't know his name, the Georgia quarterback, who I didn't think had a first round grade, but somebody had the Georgia quarterback going late first. So, Music City guy, do I think Romeo have a chance at the Texans job if they finish with a winning record? Me being no, I don't, and I don't think Romeo Crennel really wants to do it. I think that whoever takes over as GM may want to give Romeo Crennel a trial run, but I doubt it. I would, if I had to give you a percentage, I would say 15%. And the reason why is that he's done a really bad job in Cleveland. He was awful in Kansas City. And I don't think he really wants a responsibility. I think he likes just being a defensive guy. I think that whoever takes over may ask him if he wants to stick around. Now, they may give him an ultimatum. They may say, hey, look, you can be the head coach or you can be gone because we want to bring in a new staff if you're not on board. If that's the case, then yeah, maybe. But I'll put the odds at 15%. Alex, no. I was trying to get the over-under girl to watch this show. She should watch my show because when it comes to NFL action, I can beat her. I can consistently beat her. But I've had back and forth conversations because, she gives shout outs. I probably shouldn't say this. She charges for those, and that's part of her brand. And it's pretty brilliant, too. If you notice, she keeps shouting them out over and over again. They pay for those. Because I asked her, I was like, hey, can you get me one? And she gave me the number. I'm not going to reveal it. Maybe she'll be mad. Maybe she wouldn't. But I've been following her for over a year. Very solid. She can kill me on college, but NFL, I got her beat. But I do love her channel and GIF, whatever you call it. Those are awesome. She is without the best. Dan's dating chat. I thought about, I got a couple friends that need some women advice. I got some friends that really badly need women advice. Unfortunately, it's not just from me or it's not that I'm, big into it. But the one thing that I do, it's funny, one of my female coworkers made fun of me for it because I say it, and I haven't said it yet, but I'd rather sit here and talk football with a bunch of guys than go out on a date with a beautiful woman. So a girl, one of my female coworkers, really cool girl, she heard that. She's like, so you'd rather talk football, go out on a date with a girl, huh? But yeah, that's a good thing. Okay, I could be another rant on that. But no Dan's dating channel, only football. It's the only thing I know. James, I read the same, but I also read a handful of guys who said that they were a little caught off guard because they felt like they tried to come in and do their jobs. I've heard mostly positive, but you're always going to have this when you have a head coach and GM fired. And there's going to be a lot of turnover with the Detroit Lions. I have a feeling, especially if Dorsey and Saleh come in, it's going to be like an atom bomb. I mean, I'm going to tell you this. If Dorsey and Saleh come in the next 2 years, you'll probably have maybe 7 to 8 players from this year's roster on the team 2 years from now. It's that bad. Or good, depending on how you want to look at it, but massive reconstruction. When Dorsey took over, matter of fact, if you don't believe me, look up, use Pro Football Reference 2012 Kansas City Chiefs starting roster. Look at 2014 Kansas City Chiefs starting roster. It's almost completely different. Dontari Poe, Jamal Charles, Tamba Ali. That's it. I can't remember off the top of my head Eric Berry or not, but I mean, that's it. So I mean, you're going to get if those two guys take over, massive reconstruction. Exactly. Denver Gator nailed it. Romeo's one of those guys that's a great coordinator, not so much of a head coach. 100% correct. And if I am, and I've said this over and over and over again, and I know if he was here, he would disagree because he said he doesn't like it, but Todd Bowles would be the perfect guy for the Houston Texans. So, girls drool football. Denver Gator, you're 100% right. 100% right. Women like men who don't put them on a pedestal. Do your own thing, men. I don't know who's single here and who's not. So anyway, the Dan dating advice channel is on. You're spot on about the Lions' interest in Dorsey. Oh, really? I actually know my stuff, James. But I'm thinking maybe you saw something or you read something. I have not, but that would be the perfect fit. By the way, like I said, look at the 2012 Kansas City Chiefs. Look at the 2014 Kansas City Chiefs. Or what year did he take over in Cleveland? I want to say 2017, I think. 2017 or 2018. Same thing. Cleveland Browns roster blown up completely. I think it was 2018. 2018, or actually, 2017. Look at the Cleveland Browns now. Completely different roster. So, yeah. The state of the Cowboys, if it was a line from Baltimore, they would be a dog against a third-string quarterback, probable Alex comment. I'm looking at this, man, and I don't know. It's okay to open Okay, here's the deal. Okay, babbling a little bit. Normally, the way it works is that it's an open line, and then it's what it jumps to, and it's 7-15, and it's on Baltimore, and I have a hard time believing Baltimore went from a 7-point favorite to a 15-point favorite. So, you're right. Yeah, Dorsey is. I'm telling you this right now. I'm not saying he's perfect, but there's not 15 general managers in the NFL that's better than John Dorsey. And the one thing he specializes is about, he specializes in roster turnover and reconstruction. And I remember he was here in Kansas City. It was they were covering the draft, and it was like in the middle of the third round. And John Dorsey got like 7 consecutive players correct. He's like, this team's going to pick this player. This team's going to pick this player. This team's going to pick this player. And it was like in the middle of the third round. And sports reporters like, there's nobody who had a better bead on the NFL than John Dorsey. I mean, this is if he went to Vegas and started betting on this, he would make hundreds of thousands of dollars. No joke. You can bet on this stuff. That's the only reason why I'm thinking about leaving the MyBookie account open, is that if Trevor Lawrence, not Tannehill, declares eligibility, I will bet on him to be the first pick in the draft. Just boom, as soon as I can. Because I remember Kyler Murray, the number was like at 150, and it just like skyrocketed up until it was, I think at one point it was like negative 800, but I could have got on 150. But I will put money on Trevor Lawrence. So, Lions fan wanted Hunt pretty bad, and the team made no try to get him. Dorsey jumped on him. He would be welcome here. Ooh. He's a good player. He was a really good player here in Kansas City. If you're not familiar with what happened, and I want to tell you the story, and then I'm going to tell you the whole story, not just what you wanted to hear. And by the way, here we can stop this here. He kicked a girl. Now it sounds worse than it was because she was laying on the ground and he kind of swung and missed. She called him the N-word several times, tried to get into his apartment. He didn't want to let her in. He was intoxicated. She was intoxicated. He had to go, because the reason why he had to go is the Chiefs asked him about it, and he said nothing happened. Then there was video, so he had to leave. But Chiefs fans were kind of torn about the whole thing. I'll be honest. I have no idea how I would react if I was a black man and somebody called me the N-word. I can't relate. I have no idea how I would react. I can't relate. But if a white person calls a black person the N-word and a white person gets hit, I'm not really feeling that bad for the white person who said it in the first place, drunk or not. So whole men should never hit women thing. I get that, but I kind of jumped down a rabbit hole I shouldn't have touched. Sorry, guys. Point is, he's a good player. He's a good player, and he's done everything right. He's done everything right since the incident. Can't come back to Kansas City, but it's done a good job in Cleveland, and he would be welcome to Detroit. Denver Gator, I'd be curious about total over-under rushing yards for Tennessee and Cleveland. Yeah. The only reason I'm not putting action on Cleveland is because if Tennessee gets out to an early lead and Cleveland may just simply abandon the run. Tennessee, no matter what, will not abandon the run unless it's something like 35 or 40 or something ridiculous. So James wants Trey Lance. Something about a quarterback from North Dakota State is intriguing. And the best part is about Trey Lance is he makes offensive line calls. He goes up to the offense college football, the way it is nowadays, it's the same thing. Watch Michigan, watch Michigan State, watch all those guys. Same thing. You look over, They flash the cards up. You run a predetermined play. Not at North Dakota State. North Dakota State, the quarterback will go to the line of scrimmage. He'll read the defense. He'll make an adjustment. And it's a pro-style offense. Trey Lance can come into an NFL huddle day one, and they can be good. They can be good right away. There's also talk because Lance did not play this year, and he sat out, and that, Fields is looking good. The quarterback from BYU, I think it's Zach Wilson. He's looking really good. He's a Heisman candidate. Trask, I think, who is going to win the Heisman. Zach Jones from Alabama, I don't think is going to come out this year. I don't know if he's even eligible, but the kid from Georgia, I saw just recently, and I don't think he's going to end up being a first-round pick or even having a first-round grade, but I saw a mock draft late in the first round. So I saw Lance might be sliding down. He's going to interview lights out. If you haven't heard this guy talk yet, if you haven't heard him talk, if you listen to him talk just for a few minutes, he's mature, he's smart, he's educated. He's the guy that an NFL GM is going to look at and say, "You are the face of an NFL franchise. You look like an NFL franchise face piece, just perfect." Ran a lot at Michigan State. I saw something where I think he threw, it was something like 350 career passes in college. That's a small sample size. So I think currently pre-combine, I got him number 4. I'm going to give you guys a spoiler alert. I think it's going to go Trevor Lawrence, not Tannehill. I think Fields is going to go number 2. I think Fields is going to look fantastic at the combine, and I think he's going to interview pretty well too. Zach Wilson from BYU, I think, is just going to skyrocket through the ranks. I think he's going to be number 3. Then I think somebody's going to trade up and really want to get Lance at 4. That's what I see. So, that's right. That's right. She was, yeah. I mean, yeah. So she was underage. She was drunk, and then she started using the N-word. And okay, when you say there's a difference between he kicked her, but it wasn't a real kick. It wasn't like he put the full force of a professional athlete's foot and leg into her. It was a kick where it missed, and one of those drunken, it was. It's hard to really explain, because if you say he kicked her, it sounds way worse than what really happened. The problem was the Chiefs organization wanted to get ahead of the whole thing, and he just said, no, nothing happened. And then the video came out, and they're like, dude, come on, man. All bad situation. Good football player. And the best part is I always like how if you're given a second chance, you make the most of it, and he's done that. He's been excellent off the field, and he's been great on the field. So Funk, you're right about that. You've been really high on Lance, and I really like him a lot. But right now, if you go to a mock draft, his stock is dropping. But listen, try to find anytime you can find any sort of sound clip or sound bite on him at all. He sounds like an NFL quarterback. It may not sound like much, but if you're a guy who's going to invest your $1 million business, you need to have somebody who looks and sounds like an NFL quarterback. Keep in mind, Trevor Lawrence is still not declared. There's a good chance he may say, hey, you know what? I don't want to play in New York. I don't want to be a Jet. I'm going to go back to school. Andrew Luck did the same thing. In 2011, the owner of the Carolina Panthers came out and said, yeah, we're going to draft Andrew Luck. As soon as he makes that declaration, we're going to draft him. 3 days later, Andrew Luck's like, nah, I don't want to go to Carolina. From now to the end of time, I'm going to tell you, Andrew Luck just did not want to go to Carolina, and that's why he went back to school. Could Trevor Lawrence do the same thing? Absolutely. I think he's going to come out. I think he's going to be the number 1 player in the draft. I think the coach, if you haven't seen his backup against Notre Dame, his backup looks really good. So yeah. No. Wasn't like Ray Lewis at all. No, God, that yeah. I mean, that's I'll stop. You're 100% correct, Funk. Not like the Ray Lewis situation at all. If Lance drops, that's good for my Lions, and it's new GM. Yeah. Like I said, if you watch a mock draft right now, Lance will be further. He'll probably be available where Detroit's picking if you did a mock draft right now. He will go just skyrocket through the ranks. I think when the combine starts and the teams start interviewing players, his stock will go higher than anybody else, including Trevor Lawrence, who I think will interview very, very well. I think Lance's stock will go up. There'll even be talk about Lance going number one. Right now, today, I have him at the 4 spot. And one of those teams is going to trade down. The Jets aren't going to trade down. The Jacksonville Jaguars are not going to trade down. Whoever has the number 3 spot, Cincinnati's going to be either 3 or 4 probably. Excuse me. They're not taking a quarterback. Do they want to roll the dice on Sewell, or do they want to, trade down, get some draft picks? Well, with Patricia and Quinn gone, the Lions will run the table and play themselves. That could happen. Now, let me give you some hope here. Remember the Miami Dolphins started 0-9, tank for Tua, and they finished 5-4. Who's the quarterback? It's still Tua. So don't worry about it. And not only that, I'm telling you right now, there's going to be a lot of trades. And the thing is about the Detroit Lions is the Detroit Lions have players that they can put on the trading block. They have players they can put on the trading block. If I'm the Lions, I do everything I can to keep that offense intact. I atom bomb the defense and just build your team up defensively. Or if you do have to go ahead and if you have to trade Stafford, use that draft pick, help with the defense, trade up for Lance, and then use the rest of your draft picks on defense. But you got to keep that. I think you got to keep that offense intact. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be a tough sell for Galladay. You'll have to overpay for him, and I think he deserves it. He deserves it. He's going to get a lot of money. He's going to get 9 digits. He's going to get. I think he deserves 9 digits, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, James, I'm worried about that, but Mosses will probably be available, and we need linebackers. I don't know. I don't know if he's worth that much of a lot of draft stuff. A lot of draft stuff. So Lance stock dropping because of recency bias. Haven't seen anything recently, but he will be. I think you mean top notch. He'll kill the comp. Yeah, exactly. And all it is that he's not playing. That's the reason why the stock is dropping. Is because he's not playing. He will elevate himself more than any other player in the draft. Listen to him talk. Listen to him talk. He's confident. He doesn't come across cocky. He's the perfect face for an NFL franchise, and he's got the best. Out of all the quarterbacks that are coming out in the draft, he's got the best build. He's built like a linebacker. If you want to say Justin Fields, I get that, but ultimately, you want a quarterback who is big and strong. He reminds me more of Ben Roethlisberger coming out. Remember, he came out of Miami, Ohio. He came out of the MAC. He reminds me more of Roethlisberger than he reminds me of anybody else. And Roethlisberger came in right away and played at a very high level. Now, keep in mind, he had a lot of talent around him. So, I mean, it helped. But anyway. All right, guys. Even though I have quite a few people in the show, I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cut it because we've been on for about an hour 40, and I still got to work tomorrow. That's okay. It's extra money. So listen, if you haven't already, give me the thumbs up. Lots of bets. You can email me. I got the phone set up now to receive emails from this, and I didn't have it before. So the alerts are now coming to my phone. I will get back to you. If you are thinking about putting some action down and you need some help, right here, I got the link to MyBookie below. I'm not associated with MyBookie. I actually don't even recommend them. But if you do want to use the MyBookie link, I have a reference code below. So, but anyway, man, hey, listen, great show. You guys make it a great show. I messed up many, many times, but you guys make it really great. It'll go back to the normal schedule, Wednesday and Friday. If something comes up and they're going to put a game on Wednesday again, we'll do the same thing. So I kind of like doing the Thursday and Friday, but more than likely, they'll go back to Thursday and Friday games. So, hey, listen, have a great weekend. Again, you can email me. The alerts are going to be there. Have a great night. Have a great night. A great weekend. If you need some help on NFL betting, email me. I will respond this time. And I will see you guys Wednesday.